Hello, friends. Well, I kind of want to try this and see. It's not what Bitcoiners need to know. It's more like, um, you know, just what's up? What do the cards want to tell us? It could be about anything. It could be about anyone. I'm looking for what's the message. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. On no specific topic, they get to choose. What's up? So, and if this turns out good and interesting, we could keep doing this. We'll see. Try it. It may never even make it into publication, so who knows? Okay, what's up? Practice chakra healing. Practice chakra healing. Well, that's good advice. Very good advice. Very good advice. And you can get help. You can get help from other people, or if you don't want to do that, you can get help from your spirit team, and angels, angelic figures. There's a whole lot of ways to heal chakras, and there's a lot of books about it, a lot of information out there that's just public info now. Chakras been around for a long time. I used to balance my chakras when I was pregnant with my son, and he's 31. So that was a long time ago. Okay, stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. Wow, it's interesting reading so far. So kind of radical self-acceptance. Heal your chakras, radical self-acceptance, yes, yes. These are all good things you need to do if you haven't yet. Okay, shamanic healing cards. I would guess, considering what's happening already, this might be a big, powerful message too. What's up? What do the cards want to tell us? We are open to any message that comes through as long as it is to our benefit and it is not harmful. Spirit guides protect us as we do this reading, and give us the message that you want to tell us. I gotta go with that. Integration. Integration. Wow. Yes. Integration of chakras, integration of you and your higher self and your inner child, integration of all those things, making them aware of each other and being friends, supportive of one another. Let's see, integration, haha, and the magic number 33. Okay, let's see, get rid of that fuzz. Oh, whoops. Okay, here we are. Integration. We are the sum of all our experiences in this and other lives. We all bring forward a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdom. Once the challenge is remembering, one of the challenges is remembering who we are. We are bombarded every day in every way with messages on who we should be, what we should do, and what we should wear, how we should live. These messages coming from the media, society, our family and friends, and even strangers can drown out who we really are meant to be, who we have grown into lifetime after lifetime. Find some quiet moments in your day to identify and start a relationship with that small, strong voice inside you. Pretty soon, you won't hear the other messages. Many times in your interactions with others, you hear that small voice that tells you something is not right. Your logical mind tells you to stop it, Nothing is wrong. Stop being silly or dramatic or overreacting. You may ignore your inner voice in a quest to fit in, to be loved or admired. You do not realize that your inner voice is warning you that the other person's energy is not matching their words or actions. Listen to your instincts about this situation or a person. Okay, well, integration, figuring out who you are, like I said, important lessons we all must embrace. All challenges we must rise to. Well, this is a lot about inner healing and finding the path and clearing up blockages, and that's what it seems to be so far. Yeah, inner healing, radical self-acceptance, like I said, that's a biggie. Yeah, just let it go. Hard, I know. You have to let it go. Sometimes you have to let it go a bunch of times before it really goes. Sometimes you actually have to do like a cutting ceremony or speak out loud what you want, and then your team can show up and really help you out with that. Anyway, okay, well, what do we need to know here? Cards, what's up? What do you want to tell us? Okay. Okay. Wow, so many choices, so many decisions, so many things to handle. Seems overwhelming. The challenge? King of Wands, yeah, and a lot of restless energy, but kind of a, I don't know, a magnetic, attractive, everybody likes him. He's like a real people person kind of guy, you know? I don't know what to say other than that right now. So I guess there's so many decisions, but you want to be this attractive guy. You want to do the right thing in the right way and come out winning. Yeah, that's what we all want. Okay, coming from Page of Wands, so this guy wants to grow up to be this guy. This little guy wants to grow up to be the big guy. Like, I want to grow up and be like my dad. That's kind of what that's like. Or, I want to grow up and be like my higher self. Okay, and what do we hope to achieve? Four of Wands, which is like, happiness and the realization of everything you want. It's a portal to where you want to be. It's getting there. And wish fulfillment. You see the castle, you see the family, you see the celebration. Everything is wonderful and new. Okay, let's see. Victory. What else? Going to Temperance, balancing, finding equilibrium. Yeah, that's like balancing your masculine and feminine energy, balancing your, passive and aggressive energy, balancing your dark stuff and your light stuff, all that stuff, balancing your exercise and work life. Anyway, tools? Yeah, strategies. We have the skills. We've maneuvered in this environment before. So, here we are doing it again. Sometimes it's disappointing to other people, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. Not wanting you to cut their throat, but if you happen to steal their sword because you win, well, oh well. Yeah, winning doesn't always have to be like an oppressive thing. Sometimes people who win deserve to win. Okay, how do you see yourself in terms of the situation? Yeah, kind of thinking about things and trying to get enlightened and thinking about things and reevaluating everything I've ever heard of or ever thought in my life. I gotta rethink it all, because everything I thought was wrong. So now I gotta re-understand relationships, and I re-understand circumstances and how things spelled out, and why certain events that didn't make any sense suddenly make sense. That's kind of how you get that halo around your head. Okay, let's see. The environment. Yeah, stress and anxiety and that dark night of the soul shit, that's not easy to get through. But stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. You see how they go together? Read that a couple times, out loud. Yeah. Radical self-acceptance. This also helps, because if you're feeling like really out of balance emotionally, this really makes a big difference. You don't know how good you can feel until you get there. And you go, wow, I didn't even know this was possible. Okay, let's see, hopes and fears. Queen of Swords. Right, truth, integrity, strength, knowledge, wisdom. Been there, done that shit, and ain't doing it again. The ability to see through pretty much anything. Stands on a very strong foundation. Is comfortable in her seat. Yeah. Queen of Swords. Austere, it could be said. And the final outcome. Oh yeah. Well, holding on to everything that you think is important. And, you know, maybe not being stingy, but in the terms of this reading, I would say Bitcoin. But, you know, holding on to things, holding yourself together, and holding on to things. But it's, when you go through this physical and emotional turmoil, sometimes it feels like your physical world's going to fall apart, but it doesn't. It's mostly you falling apart on the inside and having a tower. And then you get past it, and honestly, unless you tell somebody, nobody else really notices. So that's, or, you know, it could be, I don't know. I think you'll be okay. Usually if you attempt something like this, you have help. Like, they ride in right away. You know, they're thinking about doing that, great. Okay, so remember, we have a lot of decisions and a lot of things to handle, like a lot of childhood trauma and adult trauma and opposite sex trauma and just, you know, financial trauma and work-life trauma and I just happen to be in the wrong place trauma. And decisions, like what do I work on first? Do I work on my relationship with the Creator, or do I work on, you know, my spirituality, or do I heal my chakras, or do I forgive myself, or, you know, what do you do? It's kind of overwhelming. Where do I start? And like I said, the King of Wands is, the goal is, you have all this going on in your head, but you want to be this guy. You want to end up being him. He's like, wow, sexy, great, handsome, attractive in a lot of ways. You know, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to work with people. He's fun. Everybody likes him. He's the guy. So you want to be him. You come from, you know, wanting to be him. I want to be him. He's cool. I could do that. Yeah, you could. So let's figure out how. The goal is, I want to get here. Yes, I agree. I want you to get there too. You got to figure some things out and balance them. But you have help. You notice this is an angel. So I just ask. And you have to ask out loud. You got to humble yourself enough to ask out loud and say, please, I give myself over to your guidance. or something like that. Okay, you got strategy. You're not new. You've been around, and you learned some things. That's why you have such radical self-acceptance, because you had to go through some crap, and you learned some stuff. So use that, because that's how it becomes wisdom. Before it's a scar and whatever else. But if you take that knowledge and you bring it forward, it's called wisdom. Use your wisdom. You earned that sucker. You earned that lesson. Use it. And there are many. Understand that you're kind of in a holding pattern until you're not anymore. And you'll know, and you'll be told, and you'll be helped. But until then, you're doing the work. That's it. That's all that matters, really, is you doing the work. And there's going to be a lot of this shit, because dark night of the soul is not just some cliche people talk about. It's quite an experience. And it's not over once. Do you see how many swords? And, okay. This, though, truth, justice, and fairness, and living in a world that is a whole nother place. So, you want to live here where right prevails, and truth, and honesty, and integrity prevail. And you want to be one of those people. And that's how we get here. And don't worry about judgment. And this is a final outcome. You'll have your security. You won't have to be stressed about it. But also, those look a lot like chakras. And the root and the sacral chakra are often targets the heart chakra and also the crown chakra. So those are all right in the places where the chakras that are most under abuse or attack, those are the ones that really need work. The root, the base, the sacral, the heart, and the crown. Those are the ones that are most likely shut down and need work. So, anyway, it's just interesting that this is the last card. Okay, so there we have that. That was interesting. It was definitely about healing. It was definitely about walking the path of, enlightenment, so to speak. It's kind of a Cliff Notes version with pictures. But yeah, that's how you get there. And this is a biggie. Having your, being that enlightened person. While you're waiting, all this other stuff is happening, but yeah. Remember I was talking about the crown at the top of the head? And that's what that meant. And yet, that's right where the crown chakra is. And the two on the bottom are it's just interesting, because you can't really, he's pretty short. But, yeah, it's just interesting. I don't know. Take a look at that. That's just kind of fun. Okie dokie. Okay, moon card. Yeah, it's all about healing and integration. It's about doing physical things with your vessel in order to allow the spiritual part of you to express itself. And like I said, you have angelic help. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael. Raphael's big on healing, so I ask for healing. Archangel Michael is great for cutting cords and helping you to protect yourself from people who have attached themselves to you. Those kinds of things. There are people that know far more than I do. Okay, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Yeah, you are. Everyone is. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Ah, I like that. Okay. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go a little too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer the question, have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, and your office. It's time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It's also the time to clean out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. Wow, well, very consistent message. Very consistent. Wow, this is an interesting reading, considering it was their choice to do whatever they felt was most important, and this is what they chose. I think they want people to successfully find their way out of the matrix, because that's what we're talking about. This is how you find your way out of the matrix. Once you get here, you're pretty much out of the matrix. But this is you finding your way out of the matrix. Yeah, interesting. Very good reading. Okay. Cobra. Watching and waiting and learning. That's consistent too. Cobra. Do you feel like a cobra? Okay, Cobra. Cobra. Oop, went too far. Nope. Cobra. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of our inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. A student of life, humble and wise. What a perfect reading. I mean, really, what a beautiful, perfect reading. This is about yourself, but it's also about those around you and your spirit guides and others that are willing to come into your life and help. Like, and look, the wings match the background. That's interesting. They almost look the same. Okay. Anyway, what an interesting read. How compassionate it was. What a message of, we're here to help, please ask us. You have to ask out loud. You have to ask, and you have to make friends with your crowd. You know, believe that they're there. As I said before, one of the readers that I listened to did this one time, and his name is Juan Star, and he's a good reader. but he said it was taught to him, if you close your eyes and you imagine yourself with wings, huge wings, angels' wings, and then you open your eyes and look over your shoulder, what do you see? You see, well, I'll let you do it, and you tell me what you see. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, we're at 39, and put the notification bell on so that when I have a new reading, you will be notified. Okay, see you tomorrow.